My girlfriend said it's over. My new man is taking me to Paris, but she didn't know her new man was my intern? My ex Madison thought she'd hit a jackpot. We'd been together for 8 months when she decided I wasn't ambitious enough for her taste. She arranged our breakup like a performance piece, chose the busiest Starbucks in downtown, made sure to speak loud enough for everyone to hear. I'm with someone better now, Ryan. Someone who actually has his life together. She was practically glowing with satisfaction as she delivered each word like a dagger. James is taking me to Paris next week. First-class tickets, 5-star hotel on the Champs-Élysées. He told me money's no object when you're with someone who actually matters in this world. The entire coffee shop had gone quiet. She was putting on a show, and I was the unwilling star of her humiliation theater. She wanted everyone to witness my supposed downfall while she ascended to her new life of luxury. But as she kept describing her Prince Charming, something started clicking in my brain. Young finance executive, drives a pristine white BMW, works in a glass tower downtown, takes her to the most expensive restaurants in the city. That description sounded incredibly familiar. Wait, I interrupted her mid-speech. What's his last name? Sun, she said proudly. James Sun. Why do you know him? Of course you wouldn't move in the same circles. My stomach dropped. Not from heartbreak, but from the sheer absurdity of what I was hearing. James Sun wasn't some finance executive. He was my roommate's 22-year-old little brother who still lived in his childhood bedroom at his parents' house. The kid worked as a bank teller, making maybe $35,000 a year, and the BMW Madison was so impressed by, that was his dad's car that he borrowed on weekends to feel important. For the past month, James had been pestering me for restaurant recommendations because he was trying to impress someone way out of his league. I'd even gone shopping with him to pick out those expensive-looking suits when he said he needed to dress for the job he wanted, not the job he had. The little mastermind had been practicing his successful finance guy persona on Madison, and she had completely fallen for every single lie. I sat back in my chair and watched her continue her speech about private jets and corporate acquisitions while internally dying of laughter. This was better than any comedy show I'd ever seen. Wednesday night, James came home to our apartment practically bouncing off the walls with excitement. Dude, I'm taking this incredible girl to Paris this weekend. First class everything, presidential suite, the works. I nearly choked on my cereal. How exactly are you planning to afford that, buddy? His confident expression faltered for just a second before he puffed his chest out again. Well, I maxed out my 3 credit cards and took a cash advance against my checking account. But she's totally worth it. Once we're together and she sees how much I care, I'll figure out the money situation later. 3 credit cards, $28,000 in debt, for a weekend in Paris with a girl who had dumped me specifically because she thought I wasn't financially successful enough. The irony was so thick you could cut it with a knife. I grabbed his phone and pulled up Madison's Instagram profile. I watched his face go from excited pink to corpse white in about 3 seconds. That's your ex-girlfriend, he whispered. Yep, the same one who left me for a successful finance guy. Congratulations, James. You just played yourself harder than anyone in history. Friday morning, I woke up to the sound of stress vomiting coming from our bathroom. The reality of $28,000 in credit card debt for a weekend with someone else's ex-girlfriend had finally penetrated James's delusional bubble. He canceled the trip 2 hours before they were supposed to leave for the airport. Madison has been posting angry Instagram stories about fake people and time wasters for the past week. She still doesn't know the truth about James's real identity. Meanwhile, James learned the most expensive lesson of his young life about the dangers of pretending to be someone you're not. And I learned that Madison was even more shallow and materialistic than I had ever imagined during our relationship. Sometimes the universe has a twisted sense of humor.